right back wonkers. That's better. We've got toothpaste around my mouth. Hello. So today I'm back with another video. As always, I thought I would talk a little bit about how I read. Now I know this sounds a bit funny, sounds a bit weird. Obviously, you know, you put the book in front of you and you start reading. I mean, a bit more of my process when I read. So obviously annotating books is very, very popular. I kind of like to do it in my own way, however you like to do it, or if you don't like to do it, that's completely up to you. So my reading methods have altered slightly in the last few months because of adapting to a different situation. However, when I read a physical book, usually I will get my trusty notes app that's literally just installed on the iPhone. You can also use like Notion or any other kind of place you could store notes. And I just like to write down for each book the page numbers, or sometimes a specific quote that resonated with me, so that if I then want to read that book, I can go back again. I could just annotate the book, but for me, I feel like it's quite a finality thing. So once you've kind of annotated that copy, that's it now. And while it is cool to look back, I just don't personally think I will. And I also feel like it's a bit limiting if I'm then going to let other people borrow these books, because then they just see all my annotations. They don't get to enjoy it just for themselves. So I like to make my own annotations on my notes section. I would really like to annotate some physical copies, so there's some books that I really enjoyed and I would like to go back, get another copy and have an annotated copy, but that's a problem for future me. That's not present me right now. So as I said, my process has changed. This is because I now own a Kindle. Yes, I talk about it all the time. I am using my Kindle because I am currently living abroad at the moment, so it's just a lot easier to have all your books on one Kindle rather than 5, 6, 7 copies of different books in your luggage. The way you do it on Kindle is kind of easier, but I'm still not 100% in love with it. You literally just highlight it and it goes all into one folder called your clippings or something like this. I need to investigate a little bit more, so if you have ever done this, let me know. Can I make it into folders? Because I kind of want to do it book by book, but it's just a continuous document, so let me know if that's a possibility. I definitely will have a little look into it in the future. But yeah, in terms of annotations, that's kind of the way I like to remember things. I'll either write a page number that I'd like to go back and revisit, or I'll write a specific quote that stood out to me. So when I was reading a book, at the end I used to like to just write a little review when I first started getting back into reading, and then I was like, maybe I should take this to the next level. So I started a note called Books Wrapped and the Years. Stole it a little bit from Spotify, but it was quite a nice way to do the books wrapped at the end of the year. I could just look all in one place without having to see my annotations, without having to see all the different books scattered about. I could quite clearly see everything I'd read that year. On my books wrapped note, I like to organise them by the title of the book. Below I'll put how many stars it is, and then in brackets what I would give it out of 10. Then I do the spiceometer, how many chilies does this book have. Then I'll do a question mark, which signifies if asked would I recommend this book, and I will put my answer, and then I'll have a little bit at the end where I do my reviews. Sometimes the reviews are longer, sometimes they're shorter. It really depends on the book, but it's really nice to just have it all in one place. If you want to find a way to organise all the books you've read during a year, I would really strongly recommend this. It's quite nice as well to kind of keep track of your progress. You can see how many books there are on there. So, you know, not that you asked, but if you would like a new way to organise everything you've read, is a perfect way. I also use Goodreads. I really like to use Goodreads. It helps me, again, keep track of what I've read. It helps me see my progress as well. So obviously on the Kindle you can see your progress, but when you're reading a physical book you don't always know exactly how far through you are. You can kind of guess your 50% based on the page numbers, but it's nice to see that progress tracked in a percentage. I also like it because if you have a couple of friends on there, you can see what they're reading and they can see what you're reading, and that's really nice. I feel like I want to get into Goodreads more. Like I'd like to actually maybe post my reviews on there. Although I feel really reading is quite a nice community to be a part of. I think it is also a personal journey too. So I feel like, you know, do what you feel comfortable with. And I love talking about books with people, and literally what the goal is eventually to maybe even start my own book club, which I think would be super, super cool. I just think it's nice to have a place where all book opinions are welcome. If you like a book and maybe it's an unpopular book, you can find someone who also likes it, vice versa. And I think that's the thing, is that ultimately books can provide such a great escapism. And I feel like it's nice to also know there's someone else that's been lost in that escapism as well. I think it's really comforting. So stay tuned in the future for that. But yeah, I feel like on the whole, my reading process isn't super wild, isn't super out there or different, but I really do enjoy using my notes section. I use my notes section for pretty much everything. To be honest, I don't really know what else to say. Today is just a really chill one, just talking about how I read, really. Get to know me a little bit better. How do you read? What's your process? Do you like to annotate? Do you like to rate your books after? Do you use Goodreads? I also want to get a little bit more into the process of actually recording what I've read. Like, I've seen lots of people do kind of journals. I don't know whether I would have the patience to do that. I always like to think I would, and then when it comes down to it, I'm really not sure that I have the facilities for that. But we could maybe give it a go. Maybe that's something we could try together. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it was a little bit chill. I wasn't really saying too much, but maybe you got some ideas from this video. Maybe you just enjoyed having a short break from whatever you were doing. Maybe this is just someone chatting to you in the background like a friend. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Come back again tomorrow, because we're always doing a new video every day. And I promise tomorrow is an exciting one. We're going to try and attempt to read a book in one day. And that is a part of the A Court of Thorn and Roses journey. So come back for that. And as always, until tomorrow, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!